What did you decide to do after high school?
My plan was to, well, my main plan was to do like speech pathology. My mom was like, I'm a speech pathologist. I
Oh,
loved it. I'm sure you'll love it. You know how like Armenian families are like, you got to go to school, get your master's, you got to,
right.
get all of that stuff done. So I was like, okay, I wasn't in love with speech pathology or anything that had to do with the medical field, but I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to school, get my master's for speech pathology, and go get a job. Just do whatever my parents want me to do because I didn't have a plan of my own yet. And then when I went to college, I was like, I hate this. I really don't want to do this.
Where did you go?
First, I went to GCC for like 2 years, I think.
Glendale Community
Yeah,
College?
Glendale
Yeah.
Community College. And then I did my general educations, and then I tried out different things. I was like, and at the time I was also making music. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to like tell them I got my degree, but just pursue music.
Right.
And maybe my music will blow up and I'll
Right.
just,
Yeah, yeah.
be like, I don't need this degree anymore. And then after some time, I was like, okay, I don't want to do music anymore. I got a job with my boyfriend at the time, who is my husband now,
Right.
Armand.
Armor. Mhm.
And I loved being around very successful people, seeing how they do things, having their own businesses. And I was like, I don't want to have a job. Like, I want to have something of my own. I want to be creative. And we had interns there from UCLA, and they were just there being interns. They were like, I'm in marketing, but I'm going to be interning, doing free work for months. And I was like, what the heck? I wouldn't want to like go to school, have all that debt, and then go be an intern somewhere, do
And work
free
for free.
work for
Right.
someone when I
Right.
can just like get out, get that information and do something of my own.
Right.
Yeah. So after that, it was amazing working there. We made a lot of connections, and then I was like, okay, I think I grew as much as I could here. So I'm just gonna leave, use my knowledge, make my own thing. So it was COVID, and a lot of employees were being, they were like, our boss was letting us go.
Right.
And he only kept a few people, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna leave as well. So I was like, what should I do? I had some car payments to make. So I was like, to pay for my car and just regular stuff, I started tutoring. So I was tutoring like little kids after their school. And then in the morning, I was walking dogs. And then I started boarding dogs at my house. So I would bring dogs and I'll be like, your dog can stay here. I'm going to charge this much.
Yeah.
And then you can come back and take your dog. And I was putting things like, when your dog is here, I'll send you photos. I'll make it fun. I loved making content, like shooting videos and all that stuff. So I was like, I'll make content. I posted it online. People were like, oh my God, I love this. I love that you made such a fun video of my dog. And then I think because of that, more people came. They loved like the content and seeing their dog online, and also that their dog was in good care and they were seeing videos of all of that happening.
Right.
And then, yeah, I was like, okay, this is working out. I was just monitoring everything. And I was like, I want to make this bigger. And a lot of my clients were like, you should expand because it's your house. You don't even have much space here. I was like, okay, I'm just going to save up all my money and try to get a location. And that's exactly what I did. From like 6 a.m., I woke up, I walked like 10 dogs in the morning. I went to my tutoring students. I tutored them until like 5 p.m. After 5 p.m., I would go home. I would continue taking care of the boarding dogs, the daycare dogs that were there, and then say goodbye to everyone at night. And my family helped me a lot too, because it was at my parents' house at the time.
Right.
So thankfully, my parents were on board with this. They were like, okay, we'll help you out.
Right.
Yeah, and then I saved up enough money. I got my first tiny little location in Glendale. And after that, I got married and we got a bigger location. Yeah. And then it just blew up from there.
How many years has it been that you've had that bigger location? I think it's been pretty recent, right?
Well, yeah, for Puppy Island, we started in January. So January, we opened the doors to this location. And right now, it's been a few months.
It's been a few months.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going crazy, but it's fun. It's insane being around so many dogs every day in a
Right.
good way.
Well, it's kind of like how we were talking about earlier that I was over at the Americana app brand in Glendale, and then I
Yeah.
saw you and your sister, I think
Yeah.
Anahit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Anahit.
Yeah.
And then I was walking by and I saw you and kind of we talked a little bit, and then you handed me a card
Yeah.
and you said, if you have a dog, I do have a dog, and
Yeah.
you said, you have a dog, if you ever need help with anything, let me know. And then
Yeah.
at that time, there was no physical building or nothing like that. But it's insane
Yeah.
that I've seen you from, literally
I know you
the
even saw
small
me walking
steps to,
dogs. You're
yeah,
like, what are you doing every day
right,
walking a
right,
different
right,
dog?
right,
I was
right,
like, what are you doing walking around in the streets every
right,
day? And you're like, I live here.
right.
Yeah. I remember. But yeah, I would just pass out my cards of like, bring your dog to me. And they're like, where's your location? I was like, in Glendale. But I didn't tell them it was like my parents' house. I was like,
Right.
just bring your dogs to me. I'll take care of them. And it was very good to trick people on Instagram. Not trick, but like to show that it's an actual place. It doesn't look like a house. But some people did prefer that it was a house. So a lot of my clients were like, I like that you were from home, but now you're like an actual business. I want my dog to be in a more homey environment, like one by one, you know?
Right.
But yeah, business is good.
What would you say is the most rewarding thing about running Puppy Island Spa? I'm sure there's a lot of rewarding things, but if
Yeah.
you could say the biggest or the top two.
Honestly, I would say my customers' reactions after they come to pick up their dog and they see, the dog is in good condition, they had fun, and just hearing their feedback, saying that, wow, I tried out so many daycares, but this is so different, like their reaction and them just being so happy that they found us, like going on Yelp or Google, writing us a review saying like this is the best thing ever for their dog. Yeah, all of that is so rewarding to me. And just seeing the dogs happily like be taken care of after I've heard horror stories. Like I get clients that come from other places and they're like, my dog was left neglected. Every time I looked at pictures or on the camera, they were in the corner, like no one cared about the dog. There were no toys for the dog, or they were crated half the day. And I just take all of that and I'm like, okay, I wouldn't want my dog to be crated half the day. So we are cage free, which is amazing. The dogs are running around and actively playing all day safely with dog runners. We have toys and everything in the play area. So yeah, it was good just like getting all their negative feedback and turning it into something positive and having Puppy Island include all of that and become better.
Not only do you have that, you also have the groomers, and I see you have the products now that you're selling, which is very
Yeah.
cool to see. Tell me a little
Yeah.
bit about how that came to be, because having, your own place for the dogs to spend their time in is one thing, but coming out with products, that's kind of a different market. How did you come
Definitely.
out with thinking about that?
So, for my groomer is amazing. She just cares so much about the dogs and she's like, I want to do this forever. I want to
Hmm.
change these dogs' lives. We get like crazy, like matted dogs that come in, neglected dogs. And she just takes them and makes them perfect and gives them back. And the dog is happy after coming out of the groomers, which it should be, which is them like shaking and like being so scared to come back. The dogs like happily run to her, which is also another rewarding thing for my groomer. She's amazing.
Right.
And for the product, I came up with islandpup.co as like a child company of Puppy Island. And I was like, I want to do something. I want to have products. I want to have this. I want to have that. But I never sat down and actually made it happen. I just made the Instagram for it. And I was like, okay, I want to have it. And that's it.
Mhm.
So my husband is a mastermind, of
Yeah.
course. And when we got married, he was like, we're making it happen. He contacted all these amazing companies. He's like, we're going to make these all natural products, shampoos, conditioning, branding, this.
Mhm.
And he just made it happen. So Island Pup is like our little baby. And yeah, now we're coming up with candles. Again, everything is all natural. We sat down and came up with everything like one step at a time. Everything took us about like a year and a half to come up with one simple shampoo bottle and like two body spray bottles for the
Yeah,
dog.
because I would
So
imagine it comes out with a lot of like testing and stuff like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
came out like they kept sending it to us. It took months for them to remake the product, send it to us, and we couldn't go there. It was in another state, and we couldn't like afford to leave the business and physically, fly out to test this products in person. So they would have to send it. We would ship it back and forth so many times until we were like, okay, this is the perfect product.
Was it in a laboratory in a different state, or what was it exactly where you were sending it back and forth?
Yes, it was a lab in a whole different state. I don't
Huh.
remember exactly what state it
Right.
was in. But yeah, it took a lot of work. And now finally people are loving it. They're like, this is the only thing my dog doesn't get rashes from. This is like Island Pup is the only product I spray on my dog. The smell stays forever and it's alcohol free, all these amazing things. And I just get so happy. I'm like, okay, good. All our hard work is paying off. Yeah, it takes a lot of time, but it's worth it at the end.
Can you talk a little bit about what these products do for the dog?
Yeah, of course. So we have a shampoo which we made. It's
Right.
5-in-1 shampoo. So
Hmm.
it conditions, it detangles, it soothes the coat. It's from
Mm.
like coconut palm leaf. So it's just an amazing shampoo. So it's amazing for sensitive skin dogs. So we
Right.
have so many of them, and they come in with rashes from like other groomers. And we also use our products while we're grooming the dog. So imagine like we don't use like a random shampoo like a lot of grooming places. We use our own expensive, insane
Right.
products. So that's the shampoo. And then we have the body sprays, which a lot of people, we came up with this because they're like, my dog is so stinky. Like after a week, they come home and they just smell so bad. And I'm like, just spray a little bit, brush your dog out, and your dog's going to smell heavenly for like a week or two.
Hmm.
And again, this is all natural. It soothes, it comforts the dog, it detangles. It's very hydrating for the coat. Yeah, and it smells so good.
That's good to hear because my dog actually, Bella, I have a 13-year-old mini
Oh,
poodle. Yeah.
yeah.
She has sensitive skin.
I'll give
So,
you some of our products. Use
yeah.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna love it. It's so good.
I don't know why I haven't tried it out
I
before, but
know.
now that you're telling me,
Yeah,
I'd love
come
to
by
try
to
it out.
Puppy Island. I'll give you a bottle and the two sprays. Check it out. It's so good.
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. So would you say, of course, having a dog, I think for anyone, for families or just anybody that has a dog, it's a really bonding. It's an emotional
Yeah,
experience
of
because it's like
course.
you're bonded to that. And I feel like I'm bonded to my dog. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
my little daughter, my
Yeah, I
my
know.
four-legged daughter. But
I know.
for someone to be so bonded to your dog, would you say how important would you say it is to build, like a relationship with the customers that you have so they feel comfortable with you and your operation?
Yeah, of course. So I think that's the most important thing because we get like one-time customers that they come in and maybe that they were having a bad day and the energy is off,
Right.
and we interact with that customer and they're just like, okay, maybe this is not the right place for me, but it has nothing to do with the dog having fun or anything. It just that connection wasn't there that day because let's say I don't know, we got a negative review or like a false accusation, this, that, and like our mood also shifts with stuff like that because we care about the business so much. So that and also so it's very important, yeah. If a customer comes in and you're happy, actually your energies are matching, you're like, wow, you're actually bonding with the dog, they feel that as well. They feel the love coming from you to the dog. The dog might not be able to tell, but your energy can't lie with someone.
Yeah, of
So
course.
yeah, our customers always feel that. And a lot of our feedback from customers is the energy here is so welcoming, it's so warm. We actually feel that you care for the dog. And that's another thing that they say they haven't felt in many places, or it's rare to feel at other daycares.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
it's very important to bond with all customers and make sure they feel welcome, not just the dog.
Because, me personally, I have been to groomers and like dog boarding places in different cities around Los Angeles. And some of them, you go in and they seem professional, but they don't. it's a more colder experience.
Mm-hmm.
But when I walked into your place, I don't know what it was, like the grass wall or like the different
Yeah.
lights, or just the setup was really beautiful because I know
Thank
Armand's
you.
brother Argan, he actually did the balloon setup, which
Oh
was,
yeah.
yeah, it
He
was
has a big spot in Puppy Island's beauty, honestly.
right.
He puts a lot of time in helping us
It shows,
make
yeah.
everything just perfect. He cares about the business as much as we do, and he makes sure everything is always on theme. We always have monthly, different decorations. For spring, it's spring balloons. For summer, we're doing like a little beach theme right now. So
Hmm.
he's building all the surfboards. He's making all these palm trees. So he works a lot, but he's still putting so much time in helping us like make Puppy Island the best.
In my head, that's what I think differentiates you from other places is, like I'm saying, when I go to other places, not that they're not professional,
No,
they do their
yeah, of
job, they're fine,
course.
but it's more of a colder, more industrial feel. But when I
100%.
walk into your store, it's a different feel.
Hmm.
That's what I think differentiates you. What would you say is one or two things that have really
Of course.
differentiated your business?
Yeah. So I would say our connection to our customers.
Hmm.
Like we get so close with them. Of course, we have customers that come in every day. They bring their dog every single day to daycare and then pick them up. We stand, we talk, like building a bond whether we like it or not. We do
Of
like it,
course,
but
of
like
course.
that communication is always there. We're not like, here's your dog,
And you're right,
goodbye.
right.
Some customers do prefer that, but most of
Yeah,
them are like, how was my dog? Like, tell me how my dog did.
right.
How are you?
Yeah.
Sometimes they have lunch. They bring us lunch as well. They're like, you must be hungry. I see, like, you're running around all day. Or like, here's some coffee, energize. Like, I know you have to take care of my dog today. So, all of that stuff. Also, a lot of our customers have other like businesses of their own. Like one of our good customers has a nail salon, the other one has a nursing office, and we always support them as well. So like all the girls go to that nail salon and everyone goes to that laser office.
Oh,
We're
I
all
see. You're
girls in
like
the
building.
building.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
so we
right,
all support each other, and
right.
that also creates a bond. And like they talk about Puppy Island to their customers, we talk about their businesses with our customers. So it's like a circle of all these small businesses helping each other grow, which is very important.
Yeah, so it's like a ripple effect, you would say.
Exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
I see.
And that's so important for growing, just supporting, like loving, doing everything with your heart and like trying to help the people that are like by your side.
Right. So here in America, one thing that we like to talk about, we've been talking about for about, I'd say, the past 10 years, but especially the last few years, it's really been amplified, is the concept of work-life balance. The concept
Mm-hmm.
of you need to have your work life, but your personal life is separate from that.
Yeah.
You leave your work at work and then you go home to your family or whatever it is that you do. Do you think a work life balance is possible if you're running a business or not?
I would say in my case, it's very hard to balance work and life because if something's happening at work, I'm going to take it back home with me and think about it, analyze it, and just not leave it behind. Armand, my husband,
Hmm.
he's like the total opposite. I mean, I think he brings stuff back home too, but he just doesn't think about it as much as I do, or he does, but like he doesn't talk about it.
Right.
But it's very hard. Whoever I know, they're like, there's no way I'm gonna balance work and home. It's very hard.
I see.
Yeah.
Someone who, let's say there's somebody watching this right now, they want to get into this business. What's one or two pieces of advice you'd give to him or her?
If someone wants to start like a doggy business, do
Hmm.
anything to do with any type of animal, I would say you have to love the animal wholeheartedly. It's going to be very hard to come up and actually start making money out of it. So you have to be okay with, not making money at first and still giving the dog or whatever you're caring for, whatever animal you're caring for, your full-hearted attention and love and care. Yeah, if you're working with animals, you have to have a full heart of love. You can't be disgusted. There's gonna be a lot of poop and pee and all of that nasty stuff. But you have to be open to, cleaning it and cleaning them. They're gonna be, all over the place. That's one thing a lot of daycares and doggy like grooming places don't talk about. It's a very messy job, and you have to be prepared to dive in and care for the animal no matter what.
I see. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
just some like fun questions. If your dog could talk, what do you think your dog would say to you?
Um. Well, I have two dogs.
Right.
If my small one could talk, he would probably just tell me to leave him alone so he can sleep peacefully. Because I keep like waking him up when he's sleeping to cuddle him. And then my bigger dog, our big family dog, he would probably say, you think I love you more, but I actually love Dad more. He would probably say that because we always fight about it. I'm like, no, he loves me more. And he's like, no, he doesn't. I take care of him. He loves me more. So he's probably going to tell the truth, whatever that is, whoever he loves more. He's going to tell me that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Can't wait.
It's a very big like cliffhanger.
Yeah, it is. Every time I just stare at him, I'm like, tell me. So I'm going to wait for that.
I see. What's your favorite breed, you'd say?
My larger dog, who's a Cane Corso. I love Cane Corsos ever since.
What part of the world is that?
Italy.
Italy.
So they are Italian Mastiffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're one of the largest working dogs. They used to be war dogs, and now their mind is always working. But they're the biggest like teddy bears. They're huge, scary looking dogs, but they're just so lovable. The best dog, if in the proper hands, of course. There have been like horror stories of these dogs like killing the mailman or like attacking the child.
Wow.
Like their jaw is much stronger than a lion's jaw, which is insane to me to think that that dog is like sleeping next to me and his head is right next to me. Sometimes I think about it, I freak out, but I'm like, he's my dog. He's not gonna bite me.
Right.
But yeah, other than that, if they are trained properly, taken care of properly with love and care, then they're gonna grow up being the best family, like protective dog.
I see. And with both your dogs, what's the single most thing you do that you love doing with your dogs? Is it teaching them tricks? Is it, taking them walk down the beach? What would it be for you?
I would say they love going on walks. So sometimes at night, like when we come home, we go to the gym, and then we come home and it's like 11:30 to 12 a.m. It's like very late at night, and we all go for a family walk. So my Yorkie, my Cane Corso, my husband, and me, we all go on a walk, and that's like my favorite thing to do ever. Just go on that walk and just have long conversations and brainstorm, think about the next day, plan the future. Just the best thing to me. I love doing that.
Absolutely.
That's so fun.
Well, I really want to thank you for taking the time to sit with me today. I'm very proud of you of everything you've been doing. And I have no doubt that this business is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger, because it's one thing to run a business, but it's a completely different ball game if you run a business with passion. And that's what you do. And I could tell.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. This was so fun.
Yeah. Thank you.